our series, Diamonds in the Rough, we'll try to shine a light on unknown players, courses, and companies all around the world, but especially in the Pacific Northwest. Golf is more than a sport. It fully encompasses and sparks change within lives, locations, and ideas. Throughout the world, thousands, if not millions, of microcosms exist, within which there are whole worlds that all have their own history, culture, and traditions. If you look hard enough, there's a never-ending supply of fascinating stories, all inspired by golf. You just have to know where to look for the diamonds in the rough. Today, I'm fortunate enough to start our series with one of the most inspiring people I've ever met. In life, there are some people that are born with a certain resilience. No matter what the adversity they're facing, they will almost inevitably come out the other side undefeated and stronger than when they went in. Gage is one of those people. Gage can hit the ball. His routine is much quicker than I thought it would be. He calmly gets into position, centers himself, and just swings the club. To say that I was impressed would be an understatement. Watching Gage and Alex work together, it's clear they've developed a tight bond. A friendship that's sure to last for years to come and transcend the game that brought them together.
Hi, I'm Gage Volker. I'm 16 and I'm a junior at East Valley High School.
So first of all, thank you for coming down. Me and Alex talked about this when I first kind of brought up the channel idea with him and was bouncing ideas around. This is one of the first ideas we had for an episode, and so for like the last 2.5 months I've been stoked to meet you, just, to do this whole thing. So tell us about yourself. How long have you been golfing for?
About 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So only 3 years, really?
Yeah.
Dang, I did not. Okay, that just caught me off guard.
Right?
Because I just sat and watched him swing forever, thinking he's been golfing for a lot longer.
Again, I'm right here.
Yeah. Alex is a good coach, guys. It's a testament to Alex.
He's the best.
So who got you into it?
My dad.
Your dad? Okay.
Yeah.
Did he golf like as a kid or?
He golfed when he was or I think when he just got out of college, I think. And then I think he stopped for a little bit, and then we started hitting wiffle balls in the yard when I was like 9, and I thought that was kind of fun, but I didn't golf until I was I'd go to the range a little bit when I was 12, and then when I was 13 I got like a little bit into it. I started playing the game, started going to the range more, and then when I was 14 I took it a little bit more seriously, and then I obviously played for the high school team, but then in the middle of that lost all my vision. Well, not all of it, I lost most of my vision. So I had to stop playing for a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
You kind of briefly mentioned it for a second. How long have you been without your vision?
About 1.5 years now.
1.5 years?
Yeah.
Wow, so you're still probably acclimating.
Yeah.
How did you lose your vision?
We don't really know. So far, they think it's a genetic disorder called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy.
What? One more time? Blah.
Yeah. It's, or LHON if you want to abbreviate it, but Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy, which would be a gene mutation which causes your optic nerves to die slowly.
Is it rare?
Yeah, there's only about 37,500 people in the world with it right now.
Holy cow, out of 8 billion.
It's 1 in 50,000. And then it's like 17,000 don't have the big 3, and then I haven't had any of the known ones. So But it can also just be caused by a B12 deficiency, which I have. But,
Interesting.
yeah.
So are they still like trying to like
Yeah.
determine what's going on?
Yeah. Later this month, I'm going down to California again to see the #1 doctor in the world for his. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, his name's Dr. Sidney.
Dr. Sidhu.
Yeah.
We're in California.
Los Angeles.
You ever been to Cali before?
Yeah, I was born there.
Oh, okay. Where were you born?
San Diego.
San Diego. Okay. So how long have you lived in Washington for?
14 years.
14 years. Okay, so most of your
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Okay. That's cool. I've never even been to Southern Cali before. I've been all over the country and back, never been to
I
Southern
love
Cali.
it.
So
It's great.
yeah, I hear it's nice.
And he likes the shopping down there, so he's a bit bougie.
I like shoes.
So yeah, that was kind of my next question too. Like besides golf, what do you like to do? Shopping sounds like.
He has a new hobby.
What's your new hobby?
What is jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I do jujitsu. Yeah, I do that like 4 to 6 times a week.
That's awesome. That's seriously one of the best ways to stay in shape.
Yeah.
I used to train with some fight teams for a while, and the guys that did jiu-jitsu full time are just like another species.
Yeah.
And his mama just let him do it. I mean, she was really
Took a while.
hesitant. Took a while, and she just signed off on it, and he's loving it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about jiu-jitsu too is it doesn't require you to have your sight.
Yeah, a lot of people close their eyes when
Yeah,
they do it.
yeah. And the Gracies used to do that when they were fighting, so that is so cool. I think the first thing too, just when you start out in jiu-jitsu, is just the stamina. Like even if you're in good shape, it's crazy how it's a totally different type of conditioning.
I got about half an hour through, and then I got tapped out, and I rolled over on the mat. I said, golf does not build stamina for this. Yeah, when I lost my vision, I told myself I wasn't going to stop doing anything. So I've only stopped doing 2 things, and that's because it either sucks and it hurts, or I can't see it. So like I don't watch TV as much anymore unless I'm like right next to it. So like I watch TV downstairs sometimes, and I don't play paintball. But I've played paintball before. Like, after I lost my sight, I played it for my 15th birthday, and I got absolutely
The
crushed.
cojones on this
Yeah, I
kid.
know, it's crazy.
I don't even want to step out there when I can see it coming.
I got like one out the whole time, and the rest I got shot like 8 times, and it sucked.
I love the energy this kid has.
Right.
Yeah,
It's infectious.
yeah, I love it, man. So let me ask you this: when it comes to golf, like, what do you feel like is the biggest difference? Like, what's the thing you've had to change the most, like, in how you approach the game?
Aiming.
Aiming.
I can't
yeah.
aim to save my life.
So you're assisted, right? Like when you're aiming.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Okay.
So I got to
finding my
spot
ball.
him.
Yeah.
I got to spot him in a tournament this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just lining up and finding my ball. That's about it.
So like do you feel like everything else is pretty much the same? You approach the game the same way?
I have to use aim point on the green, but besides that, yeah.
Explain what aim point is.
So I mark my ball, and then I stand over my ball with one foot on each side of the line, and I close my eyes and I feel which way it's breaking instead of seeing which way it's
I love
breaking.
it. That's so cool.
And then I walk all the way up to the hole, so like I can tell if it's left or right or anything like that. And then I pace back to my ball with
It's
yard
so
steps, so I know how far it is to putt.
And the other thing,
reading green, so it's like you doing it like
it's,
braille.
yeah,
It's
right,
incredible.
yeah. And the other thing he gets to use a
A
tracker,
buddy.
a golf
Golf
buddy.
buddy. I have it in my bag, I think.
How does that work?
So you turn on a GPS and you just clip it on your belt and you press a button and it just speaks the yardage.
It's a rangefinder that speaks
Yeah.
to you.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
and it tells you middle, and I think there's a setting on it. I think it can tell you front, middle, and back, like green yardages, and it's like within 5 yards. It's really nice.
And that's, you'd think they'd give them more of an advantage.
Recently, I've been playing with some IBGA rules, which is International Blind Golf Association. So the only thing that I've changed is I've been grounding my club in the sand.
Oh, so you're allowed to do that?
In,
That makes sense.
in
that you
blind
would be able
golf.
to, yeah.
I haven't asked for it in school yet, but I have been doing that on the course, and I still can't get out of the sand. So
So
I
do you,
can't either.
do you feel like strategy-wise you still approach things the same way?
yeah,
That's awesome.
well, no, so I'm a better golfer now.
Really?
than I was, yeah.
What do you think's changed? I mean, obviously, you've only been golfing 3 years and you got Alex helping you, so you're going to get better.
Exactly.
But
I got the best coach.
what do you feel like has changed, like that may have improved your game since you lost your vision?
Course management. I pay attention to what's on the course a lot more than I did beforehand.
Well, because you're visualizing it in your head.
Yeah.
You're keeping the catalog of all the information, as opposed to me, where I walk
Yeah.
out there and I see the pin and I go, let's go for it.
I have Liberty Lake, Meadowood, and Trailhead completely memorized.
That's so cool.
All of their holes, and then I have most of the hazards on there memorized too, but not all of them.
It's incredible.
But I don't do dumb stuff anymore. Like I would just get up to the tee box, I'd just smack it. I'd be like, oh, that's
It causes you to slow down a little bit and conceptualize what you're doing. So,
for sure, yeah.
you know, it's really impressive to me hearing you say like, oh, I memorized like the courses because like not an excuse, but like I have ADHD and it's very hard for me to like remember little like factoids and numbers, and like it's one thing that makes golf like fun for me because I'm like, I don't remember any of these holes until I play them. I've played this course like 5-6 times and I'm like, I don't know what's
I don't
next.
remember that.
And then I get up and I'm like, oh yeah, the water was there.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
That's right.
now I remember.
I went from a great 95 at Indian Canyon, and I've never played Indian Canyon before. I went from a 95 there to a 108 at Quality the next day. So it was a great.
Sounds like my year so far.
Yeah.
So what do you average typically?
I think my handicap's like 20. So like
So impressive.
low
That's
90s,
better than
mid to low 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than, I can't remember what the percentage of, I'll put the percentage up on the screen, but that percentage of people are the ones that get below 100. So that's incredibly impressive, even with your vision.
I just recently broke 90.
Did you really?
I got an 88 at Meadowwood.
At Meadowwood?
Yeah, I got an
Cool.
88.
That's not an easy course either.
No, I have the score on my phone.
I think that's so crazy. So for context, guys, if you rewind, I'll put the link up here. Go check out Chasing Par episode 3. I was at Meadowwood. I think I shot an 89. I want to say I shot an 89. So this kid just outscored me at a course I could see with my 2 eyes. So
Yeah, I can go check my phone if you want to see.
yeah, I believe
believes
it, man.
it.
I
He
believe
believes
it, man.
it.
That's just it's impressive, man. And like I said, it's hard not to be like inspired by it, you know.
Putter was on fire that day.
Yeah.
I was doing so bad on chipping and everything, but I sunk, I think, probably over 6 to 8, 15 to 25 feet putt.
So
on 15, I sunk a 24-foot putt for par.
That's crazy.
Downhill, left to right.
With break?
Yeah.
That's incredible. That is so crazy to me. I'm like trying to wrap my brain around that, like, because putting is, to me, it's the hardest thing.
It's tough. You go
It's frustrating.
you go 450 yards in 2 shots, and it takes you 3 more shots to go 20 feet.
Yeah. It's just it's one of those things. It's like it's frustrating. It takes the most effort to get good at, and you know. So I am totally admire you for being able to do it with your eyes closed and like really hitting long putts. Like if I hit a long putt, it's all luck, man.
My friend, I made a joke to him. He saw that 24-foot putt go in, and he goes, "You're so lucky." I go, "I think the word you were looking for was good, Tyler."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So tell me about you and Alex, man. I mean, how did you guys get connected with each other?
I met him in the winter. So I saw this place driving by. My parents did, and I think it said 21 plus at the beginning because I don't think they let minors in.
Right.
Yeah, and I was so sad because I only live like 5 minutes away from here.
Oh, cool.
And so I was so sad, and then we went by one day and the 21 plus sign was off. So then we were thinking about going there, and my school was like, "Hey, we're doing practice down there," and I was like, "Oh," during the winter. So I was like, "All right." So we go there. We spent how many weeks was it?
We did, we went all through the winter. So I talked to his coach, and they said, well, we don't have any money to come train here in the winter. So Rachel and I did a fundraiser for him. And so we raised enough money for East Valley's golf team to come in and train during the winter.
That's so cool.
And so that's how I met Gage.
This is like every time I talk to Alex, they tell me about something else cool they're doing. So that's awesome.
So you know, he talks to me, and I mean we've created such an amazing relationship. And, you know, he sends me a text after every round with what his stats are, and we talk about it. And we obviously laugh a lot, and just. I mean, it's not just about golf; it's about just you know friendship and growing, right?
And golf isn't even just about golf. You know?
And so he called me, gosh, probably 2 months ago, and he said, "Listen, I've been talking to this guy who's playing in the World Championships, and he's won 3. He goes, my goal is to be world champion blind golfer." And he goes, "And you're going to caddy for me, right?" I'm like, "Of course I'll be caddying."
So it sounds like that 4 months is probably about the only time you ever flinched in your life. It sounds like. And other than that, you're just tenacious, man. I love it. You're confident. You know, I honestly because I can't tell the difference. Like looking at you, the way that you act, the way that you carry yourself, you'd never know that you had this.
Yeah, if I walk around without my cane, because I can get around okay without it, you wouldn't know.
Yep.
Besides me looking above you, but that's.
I trip over stuff and I can see. So. I can't get to the fridge in the middle of the night without stubbing my toe. So what are you guys working on right now?
just well-rounded. I mean, we have to. So we didn't work together for about 3 weeks, and so we always have to go right back to the basic. We start small, get the feel of that club and feel that compression, and then we get into everything else. What we need to do is get outside more.
Yeah.
And we need to work on his game and how he's finishing holes, because right now his greens in regulation and his it's not very good. So that's what's going to change his score, is his short game. So the distances are what we're working on.
Sure, and that's got to be one of the hardest things, you know.
Yeah.
Because like for me as a field player, I depend on the vision. Like I gauge how far the hole is. I've never been able to do the mechanical 9 o'clock, you know, or whatever. You know, I just I kind of look at it, and so I can't imagine having to do distance and just.
And so what we do is we work on that 10, 20, 30. We do work on that clock basically, because that's the only thing that he's going to really be able to do. And he's starting to get it. I mean, I think you got up into the 40s in GERS, I think, once. But you've been kind of in that high teens to low 20s.
22.
So
I got 33% one time.
okay, well, okay, you got there. I said, yeah, I thought you got.
I love that he knows his numbers.
Yeah.
So I mean, let me ask you, Alex. Like, it's got to have been a totally unique experience coaching.
Yeah.
You know, like it's got to. How is it different for you?
You know, I tried not to make it different.
Sure.
You know, and I mean the admiration and the love I have for Gage. I mean, we talk all the time, and
he talks very highly of you when you're out in the room.
And so you know, it honestly is the best part of my week, working with him, and the sky's the limit. And so no boundaries with this one.
Sure.
No boundaries.
You can tell that just all starts up here.
Yeah, no boundaries.
We kind of talked about some of your long-term goals. I know you said that you wanted to play in which league was it?
The IBGA.
IBGA. So
Yeah.
tell me about some of your aspirations.
Well, my goal, so I can't compete in this one, but the national championship is in September every year for the blind golf thing. So my goal is to win that next year for sure. Which I think is pretty. It's definitely doable.
It is.
They're creating a new league, which I fit into, which is B4 category for blind golf. So in blind golf, they split. Right now it's 3, but the USGA, which is the USBGA, is coming up with a 4th one called B4. So B4 is a little bit better than 2200 vision, but still visually impaired, which is what I would fall into, just because of my
So
left
they break
eye.
it down by how much vision you have.
Yeah,
Okay.
just because of my left eye, because my left eye is like 120 to 28.
They're like, he's
depending on the day.
cheating. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So like my right eye like falls into B2, but my left eye doesn't, so I'm in B4. And then B3 is 2200 to 2600 or 2800, I don't exactly remember. And then B2 is 26 or 2800 to not completely blind, and then B1 is completely blind golfers.
See, like remembering numbers, not my forte. This kid's just rattling them off the top of his head.
Yeah.
Iron
It
trap.
just goes with his goal, you know.
Yeah, you know, it's golf is such a mental sport, and so much of it is just like believing that you can. Like it sounds really stupid, but it's like really as soon as like the doubt starts to creep into your head, and so just having the mentality that you have, of like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, man. You already have a leg up.
Positive self-talk,
Yeah.
positive. Well, you know, and he would. Early on, he would hit a shot and he'd let go of it like he knew it was bad. Like, don't ever let anybody know you hit a bad shot.
And that's what I was going to ask him too earlier. Is like, now that you can't see, do you know right off the bat, like when you hit a good or a bad shot?
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's iffy, but for the most part, yeah. Because like sometimes it'll go straight, but it's thin, and I'm like, I really didn't want to blow that over the green. Like I don't even have to see the ball go up and go over the back. Or like sometimes I'll hit it off the toe, and I'm like, that went straight to the trees, and then I'll wait for it, and I'll hear the tree crack.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah,
thing.
when he's in here, he'll always say, "That's right, that's left, that's right, that's left."
And so let me ask you this: what's your? I'm sure you want to go to college, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a dream school that you'd like to attend?
For golf, I would love to go to UCLA because it's warm over there, and
Close to home.
yeah, but like academics, either Gonzaga or University of Idaho, because they have pretty good engineering programs.
Oh, social media accounts. So I know you've probably got something you want to shout out. We want to let the viewers see,
90 Blindy on Instagram. Go follow 90 Blindy.
90 Blindy. Let's put it up there on the screen. I love it. So that's Instagram. Are you on TikTok?
I'm not. I literally created that right before I came here.
So let's get him some followers, guys. I'm probably not one to talk. I've only got a few hundred on mine, but you know, if you're watching this right now, go check it out. 90 Blindy. I'll put it on the screen. Give him a follow. See if you can keep up with him on his journey, because he's going to be doing some big things. So
You know, I've learned a lot about you. I'd love to get out and see you play now. So if you guys are down, let's take it out on the course. We'll play a little bit of golf and see how you play the game. So cool.
We'll do it.
After waiting a few days for the smoke from the wildfires to clear, we met back at Meadowwood Golf Course in Liberty Lake to play 9 holes on an absolutely beautiful day. Today, I finally got the opportunity to watch Gage in action out on the course. He considers this his home course and knows it better than the back of his hand. Every bunker, every water hazard, every possible pin placement, he's able to see the map clearly in his mind and plan his strategy accordingly. Most people who come on the channel are noticeably nervous the first time in front of the camera, but Gage seems right at home. Always telling jokes and sharing stories, he's definitely not afraid to have the spotlight. As we stepped to the first tee, I didn't know what to expect. I would find out though. It was nothing but a regular round of golf with a new friend. He couldn't even see that he'd hit it right down the middle of the fairway.
What was the challenge one more time?
So we're gonna have a challenge to see how many shots it takes to get to the blue marker with our driver.
Okay, blue marker down there. Don't hinge, man. Oh, that was pretty dang good, man.
It's a pretty good start.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good start. Not bad.
Ooh, I thought it was gonna cut for you.
I thought that was gonna come back.
Yeah, me too.
The left. Yeah. Good contact there.
Keep it down the right side like I want.
That was a good swing.
Is it left of the fairway or in the rough left?
You're in the trees, kind of. Oh no! Good swing.
Woo!
Atta baby.
Great shot. I lost it, but it looked great.
Nice job, dude. Good job.
The aim point system that Gage uses has become popular with pros over recent years. He uses it naturally and is surprisingly accurate with his reads. Today we had punch greens that made it difficult for us, but he still had some great putts and was always in contention to make everything he stood over.
Good ball.
Great drive, man.
Atta baby.
There he is.
Nice job.
There's 90 Blindy.
Good job.
Oh, that was a great putt, man. You made the corner.
Things are so routine for Gage during the round that I honestly forgot he was blind on several occasions. His pace of play is still good, he moves efficiently through his decision making, and his pre-shot routine is short and concise. Considering that he's seeing the course completely differently than I am, it really is amazing that he's able to make it all seem so easy. Gage never seems to let himself get too high or too low. He takes everything with a grain of salt and never really gets upset about a bad shot. After spending some time with him, you come to understand that's just part of his personality and who he is as a person off the course as well. Alex is clearly invested in not just Gage's golf game, but his development as a young man as well. He's consistent in his teaching and refuses to let Gage cut any corners. He knows the best way to communicate with him and how to effectively guide him through the course, making sure to involve him in the thought process of course management and club selection along the way. This was the most fun I've had recording for the channel, and the first time I haven't hit a single shot on camera. Though I don't know what the future holds for this young man, I do know this. Whatever path unfolds for him will be one that he chooses and carves out on his own. He'll never be a victim, an afterthought, or a wise candidate for anybody's misplaced sympathy. At no point in time does it feel as if Gage is disabled, and you'll start to realize he feels the exact same way. His disability may always be a factor for him, but it won't ever be an excuse. The sky's the limit, and I can't wait to find out what's in store for him. All we can do now is sit back and watch.